Hi, my name's Josh.
Hi, I'm George.
And we're the Buskers Guide. I am a drummer. I've been playing drums for the last probably 11 years now. Done lots of things. Started off playing heavy metal and went right all the way through the spectrum to pop to now here I am busking, and we're both sitting on cajons. So now I've gone off the stage and I'm street performing.
Yeah, and I'm a filmmaker from Melbourne. So I was always just doing freelance work. So filming and editing visual effects, making things like music videos and filming live gigs. But now that's kind of all thrown away and I'm filming us travelling the world as buskers. So pretty much a full-time busker, muso, drifter. So the Buskers Guide is an online resource for any travelling musicians out there, and maybe even other buskers like jugglers and fire twirlers. It has all the information we collect while travelling the world. So good places to busk, good places to eat, good places to sleep, and this is all specific to the travelling creative trying to survive.
So alongside the Buskers Guide, we'll also be releasing Drifter Diaries, and that's essentially George and I following each other with the cameras and filming us making the website, but it also films us as a duo, because we are a duo called Drifters Fiesta. George and I met doing hospitality. As any kind of creative type, you've always got these other jobs that you do to help fund, you know, your ambitions or what you're doing. And we're on a shoot on the way home, and we're like, I just want to travel. I'm sick of the grind, and we kind of came up with a plan, because neither of us had any money, to busk our way around the world.
Yeah, because I think everyone wants to travel around the world. It's hard to make the money to do that, so everyone's trying to find a way to travel the world just from their creative skills and their talents.
Yeah. And when we did a bit of research to find out how do you go about busking around the world, there wasn't really anything out there. So we decided, well, we should go and live it, and then everything that we learn we should put in some kind of resource for anybody else that wants to travel or busk around the world or just get around cheaply.
Boom.
Boom!
There's so much we do between everything, because we're filming the show and then we're editing the show and adding motion graphics and like colour grading it, and then what we're filming is me and Josh playing music on the street, then we're playing gigs, we're getting interviews, we're writing articles for the website, we're building the website.
And then we're trying not to starve to death, travelling the world with no money. So
we have to like book in our accommodation everywhere, couch surf, social media administration, write music, all that kind of stuff. So we both do as much as we fucking can, because it's hard to.
It's pretty intense. But we found that it's a really, really good way of working, because we're both very into learning as much as we can about as much as we can, because it will benefit ourselves and what we're trying to create together. So there's no, this is your job, this is my job. It's just, what can I do to help George and what can I do to help the show? We want to really show people that you can barter for things and come to a mutually beneficial arrangement with somebody. So for accommodation, we've been making videos for the hostels that they can use on their social media in return for accommodation. So
because we didn't have much money, but we did have good cameras and we had good laptops and we could make really good promotional videos. So it worked really well for us in the end. And by the end, no hostels or backpackers were saying no. Like, we got more yeses than no's in the end. So it was great. And now we are setting up, by the time this video is out as well, maybe there'll be Nomads, an Australian backpacker chain, are setting up an email, buskers@nomadsworld.com, and we're going to be promoting that email on our website. So any buskers or travelling musicians can email Nomads. There's one in Airlie Beach and Noosa, and they're all around Australia. And you can email them and ask if you can come in, play some music, so maybe play a set or two, in return for a bed or some dinner or a beer. So we made a promo video for all the backpackers and ourselves. We made one for Quenches for free coffee. In Airlie Beach we made one for the party night crawl they have every weekend. So we went on that party crawl like 3-4 weekends in a row.
Yeah, like 6 times.
And that got us free drinks and free entries, all the clubs and pubs. So that's
do it
another
if
thing.
you're in Airlie,
Yeah, and we also did a video for Scamper, and that's a water taxi around the Whitsundays, and we did a video for them in return for a discount. So you can use these skills, photography and video and music as well, like for probably more as well, for anything, whatever you want, food or travel and this and that.
But I also think it's very important to honour all arrangements as well, because we did have a few people tell us on a few different occasions, look, bloggers have come through before offering this, offering that, and we give it to them, and you know, we never hear from them again. So this thing only does work if you are really honest.
Favourite memories being on the road. I did get to go skydiving, which was amazing as well, and that was again at Byron Bay. We went to Cheeky Monkeys. They have prize nights every Wednesday, so you can enter some competitions, and Josh won a free skydive. He's been before, so I got to go. That was freaking awesome. And again, that was something we didn't have to pay for, so it suited the Buskers guide. It's just getting what you can for free. And
then George won the speed dating competition, and we got a free trip to Nimbin out of it, which was great. And then we won a free surf. And then we won some cocktails as well. So if you're on the road as a musician or anybody, like, always go to these things, because you don't lose anything by not winning. You just didn't win. It was the Whitsundays, where we went to Whitehaven Beach for 3 days, 2 nights, and we camped on the beach. Such a beautiful part of the world, and I honestly don't think I would have ever got a chance to see it if we didn't do it this way. You know, I just never would have got there. And then probably my other favourite memory is driving out of the driveway of this house right now, just knowing that we're going on an adventure. Just driving away from that life and embarking on the Buskers guide.
In Noosa we met a really cool crew there, so the just kind of the hip hop crew and things like that in Noosa, and they throw a beach party once a year. So we got there a bit early and helped them set up the speakers on the beach and the DJ equipment, and then it goes from 5 PM to 5 AM the next morning, all night. There's about 10 DJs that play during the night. There's a guy wearing a Darth Vader helmet playing drums on the beach, and like a couple hundred people rocked up. So we just partied this beach party with people we'd met there, and then woke up the next morning, and then we went and we played a gig by the pool at Nomads. So that's another thing, you played some music at Nomads to help with the free accommodation, and you know, those couple of days were just awesome. Yeah, it's changing so much. I think it started as a book nearly, the Busker.
Oh yeah, it was going to be a book. Like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book.
Like, and it'd be cool to have a book one day. Yeah, and then it was definitely. Like maybe just video. And now it's still changing nearly every week, which are like, things are changing. But it's kind of cool that the audience knows that we're just figuring it out as we go. But yeah, it looks like everything is just going, the website's looking really good. And so once the website's up, that's going to have all the information, the interviews and where to busk and this and that. And just the website will keep changing as we travel and build it.
I've only ever found busking and travelling to be beneficial in the way that you expose yourself to a wider audience that might not necessarily go to a gig. You can play at any time that you like. You're creating an immediate rapport between you and your fans because they're right there in front of you. Stages are like barriers in a way that you're elevated and they're not, and sometimes people might be afraid or embarrassed to approach you. And the fact that you can sell merch. I haven't found a con to busking yet. Not to say that there isn't any, but I absolutely believe that every musician should be, if they're not on the stage or if they're not rehearsing, they should be on the streets, putting themselves out there.
The people you meet on the streets as musicians as well, you never know who's going to walk by, drop you their business card and offer you a gig or anything like that. Like, big things can happen. Yeah, and it is such a good way to get practice in as well. Just, you can get up every day, walk to the street and just practice for hours a day at the same time as selling merch. It's just a good way to enjoy the day, enjoy playing music, interacting with people, and I think that's what music is about. Especially you can bring to the street and make a good vibe on the street anywhere you go.
And people remember that. I think today, like, there's a lot of focus on knowing a lot. So it's like, I have to know how to market my thing, and I have to know how to do this, and I have to know that, and so everything's just research, research, research. The internet's oversaturated with everything, and that includes music and bands. So I still think the best way to get yourself across there and to meet and engage is to actually be in people's faces on the street.
I can't wait to travel overseas, come back and then answer this question, because I only know the music scene of Australia, you know, so it'll be good to be able to compare that with, you know, when we travel overseas, because I don't know about the music scene anywhere else.
I definitely think that it's changing faster than it ever has before. I think the age of big bands is dead. There'll be no more Guns N' Roses and Queen and all those kind of big bands. That kind of era's past, and now we're onto the information age, the technology age, and now everybody has access to recording themselves, and there's a lot of things that you can do for yourself now that previously only a record label could offer you. Get all the business makers out of it. That's all it is. It's like anything. Business people ruin music, they ruin film, television, they ruin art because they try and put a value to it when that's not its real value. That's not its real worth. Its real worth's in here.
It's the buskers. They got musicians on the street.
Musicians on the
that's
street
the music
paying
industry.
for nothing, man.
Shit. Get busking earlier. That'd be a great thing to do. I didn't busk until we started this. I don't think.
Well, you did busk for Goon once.
Yeah, no, when I was in Sydney, when I was 18 or 19, I had a busk for a bag of Goon. It hasn't bloody changed. The buskers guy is the same. So I would say to my younger self, get busking. I did just play guitar when I was growing up. I'd say maybe start singing earlier, start playing some more keyboard, start writing some more music, start writing some more lyrics. Just open yourself up to all of music rather than just playing guitar. Get busking, have a play with all of it. Because I did enjoy music, but I'm enjoying it a lot more now because I'm involved in the whole process a little bit more. Yeah. It's a lot funner.
Work harder. And I know you love drums, but you'll love drums so much more if you start trying to learn other instruments that complement the drums. Because you just get a new understanding of your craft when you view it objectively, opposed to what can I do that makes me sound cool or look cool. Sing your ass off, play keys, and play with as many different people as you can, and play as much as you can. But if you're passionate about something, be passionate about it and work your ass off at it. You can find our stuff. Our website's not out yet. It should be out when you see this. If not, I'm going to tell you anyway. buskersguide.com. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube handles. They're all the Buskers Guide.
Go look at all the drifter diaries we have, and that will show you our whole trip from Melbourne up to Airlie Beach and back, us collecting interviews and partying and busking, playing gigs, all that kind of thing. It's all been captured and it's all been thrown up in these drifter diaries, so you can just see us doing what we're talking about now and having fun, busking around.